Firefighters are part of the next group to be eligible to get their coronavirus vaccines. Tonight, Fox 12's Audrey Wheel is giving us a look at the impact those vaccinations could have on the upcoming fire season.
Even with vaccinations, the expectation is that this fire season will have a lot of the same COVID-19 precautions that we saw last year. And the Oregon Department of Forestry and others I spoke with said that vaccination is voluntary but encouraged, and they're not relying on that alone to keep everyone safe. Historic wildfires in a global pandemic meant new challenges, new precautions, and changing logistics for firefighters on the front lines.
We would respond to these incidents. We wouldn't really have any direct interaction with the management teams. Everything would be done over the radios and the small breakouts.
And trying to ensure, were we going to have places, safe places for people to take bathroom breaks while they were on their way to fires? Were they going to be able to stop and have a meal?
Deborah Miley is the executive director of the National Wildfire Suppression Association, which represents Wildland Fire Service contract companies in over half the country and puts out as many as 10,000 firefighters during the height of fire season. She says last year they did the best they could with what we knew about the virus at the time.
Try to help our folks mitigate exposure as much as possible, knowing that there weren't vaccines available to anybody then.
Now she says she's excited by the opportunity for vaccinations ahead of this fire season. Tanner Scott, a crew supervisor at Miller Timber Services, says the vaccines aren't just beneficial for keeping them safe, but also the communities they go to.
Whenever we arrive on incidents, they're typically remote and they're typically in small towns. So a lot of the time, the influx of firefighters can actually create, twice the population of those towns.
Even with the vaccine, though, Miley and the Oregon Department of Forestry tell us they still plan to follow COVID-19 precautions. ODF saying vaccination is voluntary but encouraged, and masks and social distancing will be the norm.
I think a lot of the things are going to stay the same, but I think there will be improvements given what we know from last year, what worked and what didn't work.
Miley said there are some areas where this year vaccinations could offer some more flexibility. For example, last year they had to use a lot more vehicles because they had to keep people apart, whereas this year, with firefighters being vaccinated, they might be able to have more people in the same vehicle. And Miley also said that the vaccinations are up to the firefighters and they'll have to find a spot to get the shot. Reporting in Southwest Portland, Audrey Wheel, Fox 12 Oregon.